Welcome to TalismanTales, where we'll be jumping into 3 of the most nerve-wracking stories about the trials and tribulations of exploring the unknown. The final hack, the battle for the Matrix. As Andrew navigated the digital world of the Matrix, he couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. He had always known that the Matrix was a computer-generated world, but now it seemed like the program was starting to malfunction. The programming that made up the Matrix was becoming more and more unstable, like a star that was about to supernova. The simulated reality was beginning to unravel. The streets were ghostly and disbanded. The buildings were crumbling and homeless, and the sky was filled with a sickly green light. Andrew knew he had to find a way out of the Matrix before it was too late, but every time he tried to escape, he was attacked by the machines that control the program. He was trapped like a rat in a maze with no way out. As Andrew searched for a way out, he stumbled upon a group of rebels who had also become aware of the truth. These rebels had been fighting against the machines for years, trying to free humanity from the Matrix's grasp. Together, Andrew and the rebels set out on a dangerous mission to hack into the Matrix core and shut it down. They knew that the machines would stop at nothing to protect their power source, and that they would have to fight their way through the hordes of agents to reach their goal. As they journeyed deeper into the Matrix, Andrew began to uncover the truth about his world. He learned that the machines had created a matrix as a way to distract and control humanity while they used their bodies as a power source. But the machines had not counted on the rebels, or on Andrew. As they fought their way towards the matrix's core, Andrew knew he had to remain victorious, not just for himself, but for the sake of all humanity and the legacy that his ancestors set upon him. Finally, they reached the matrix's core and faced off against the mainframe, a massive machine that was the beating heart of the program. With the help of the rebels, Andrew was able to shut down the Matrix once and for all, freeing humanity from its virtual prison. As the Matrix collapsed around them, Andrew and the rebels emerged victorious. Andrew and the rebels emerged into the real world, a cold, dark place that had been ravaged by war, famine, and degeneracy. But even though the war was far from over, Andrew knew he had won a crucial victory. The machines may still be out there, but humanity had a chance to fight back and take control of their own destiny. The Dark Descent. The group had been digging for months, searching for something that they couldn't quite explain. They had started out as a group of amateur archaeologists, but as they dug deeper into the earth, they had become obsessed with finding whatever it was that was calling to them. As they descended into the depths of the earth, they began to uncover strange and ancient artifacts, relics that seemed to hint at a darker, more sinister history than had ever been imagined. But they were determined to keep going, driven by a sense of curiosity and a desire to uncover the truth. Finally, they reached a point where the earth seemed to drop away beneath them, and they found themselves standing at the edge of an abyss. Without hesitation, they stepped forward and began to descend into the darkness. As they descended, the air grew colder, and the darkness seemed to press in on them from all sides. They could feel something malevolent and ancient lurking in the shadows, waiting for them. But they pressed on, driven by a need to know what lay at the bottom of the abyss. And as they reached the bottom, they found themselves standing in a place that they could never have imagined. It was hell. As they took in the sights and the sounds of the damn place, they realized that they were not alone, that there were other creatures there, twisted and corrupted by the horrors of the abyss. And then they saw it. The source of the calling that had brought them there. It was a portal, a doorway back to the world of the living. But as they tried to escape, they were confronted by the demon that guarded the portal. It was a creature of unimaginable power, and it would not let them leave without a fight. As they battled the demon, the group knew that their only hope was to find a way to defeat it and escape back to the world above. But as they fought, they realized that the demon was only a pawn, controlled by a more darker, more sinister force that had been pulling the strings all along. In the end, it was just a desperate gambit that finally allowed them to escape the hellish abyss and return to the world above. But as they emerged into the light, they knew that they had not left their problems behind. The darkness was still out there, waiting for them, and they knew they had not seen the last of it. Escape from an alternate reality. Dr. James had always been fascinated by the mysteries of the universe, and he had spent his entire career as a physicist trying to unlock its secrets. So when he heard about a new meditation technique that claimed to allow people to access alternate realities, he was intrigued. He had spent months practicing the technique, and finally, one night, he felt his consciousness slip into another plane of existence. As he floated in the darkness, he saw things that he could never have imagined. The world he found himself in was a twisted, nightmarish place, filled with creatures of darkness and horror. He knew he had to find a way back to his own reality, but as he tried to escape, he realized he was not alone. There were other beings there, creatures that seemed to be hunting him. They were relentless, driven by a hunger that he couldn't even begin to understand. As he fled through the darkness, Dr. James knew that he had been running out of time. He had to find a way back to his own world before it was too late. He searched frantically for a way out, but no matter where he turned, he was confronted by the horrors of the alternate reality. The creatures seemed to be everywhere, closing in on him on all sides. Just when he thought he couldn't go on, he saw a glimmer of light in the distance. It was faint, but it was enough to give him hope. He redoubled his efforts, pushing himself to the limit as he ran towards the light. Dr. James knew he was close now. He could feel it. He could practically taste the air of his own world on his tongue. But as he stumbled towards the light, he felt a sharp pain in his side, and he collapsed to the ground. Looking down, he saw an edge of the blade sticking from his body. The creatures had caught up to him, and now, as he lay there, helpless, they closed in around him, their eyes glowing with a devilish hunger. As he took his last breath, Dr. James couldn't help but wonder what might have been if he had never sought out the alternate reality. But it was too late for the regrets now. And as the creatures descended upon him, he knew that his journey into the unknown had come to a terrifying end. These were some of the most chilling stories about the dangers of delving into the unknown and uncovering the secrets of the universe. If you enjoyed these tales of horror, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more terrifying stories. Stay tuned for the more hair-raising content, and always remember to be cautious when exploring the dark corners of reality.